SportsBit is powered by BetOnline, driving the opening odds market since 2001. Visit sportsbookreview.com to learn more about BetOnline and its A+ rated platform in the link below.
Fiesta Bowl time, December 30th, Penn State against Washington. The Nittany Lions -2 and 55 against the Huskies. Penn State 1-2 straight up, 2-1 against the spread under James Franklin. Last year, crazy Rose Bowl, fun Rose Bowl. They lost 52-49, but they got the money as plus 7-point underdogs against USC. Washington 1-2 straight up and against the spread in bowls/playoffs under Chris Peterson. Last year, they were plus 14 against Alabama. They lost by 17, 24-7. The offense could not move the football in that ball game. So it's time to ask. Here's Washington, an elite team the last 2 years, right? How good have they really been over the last 2 years? This betting line, the fact that Penn State is a favorite in this ballgame, is telling us the markets do not believe in the Washington Huskies. Look, the non-conference schedule last year was one of the weakest in the country. They were outclassed in showdowns against USC and Alabama. This year, again, non-conference schedule, one of the nation's weakest. They played 2 road games against bowl teams. They lost outright at Arizona State. They lost outright at Stanford. They lost to the spread by 38.5, nearly 3 touchdowns per game in those 2 games away from home against bowl-bound foes, and they didn't face USC this season. So there are legit questions about Washington, and the market's starting to catch on about how good this Husky team may or may not be. Look, they have some playmakers, legitimate playmakers, running back, wide receiver, kick returner. Dante Pettis is a monster. Myles Gaskin is a monster. Pettis, 62 catches, 721 yards, 9 career punt return touchdowns. He's a danger to bring to the house every time he touches a football. Gaskin, 19 touchdowns on the ground this season. But I'll tell you what, they can have all the skill position talent they want. I am not a Jake Browning believer. I'll call him average. He put up decent stats against weak teams because he takes care of the football. 18 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Jake Browning has not stepped up well against tougher competition. Now, the defense is loaded. They have swagger. Points will not be easy for anyone to come by in this ball game. But from an offensive standpoint, I've not been impressed with Washington. I'm not in love with the concept of them catching points here as an underdog against Penn State. This is not a team that I firmly believe in. Penn State, they're loaded at the skill position talent. How much of that is talent? How much of that was Joe Moorhead, who is now the head coach at Mississippi State, a game we previewed earlier? If Penn State was given a choice, we keep Franklin, we keep Moorhead, there are many in the Penn State community that would have said, bye-bye, Franklin. Let's keep the brains behind the offense, because Moorhead designed a really brilliant offense over the last couple of seasons. Saquon Barkley, we know how good this kid is, maybe the nation's best running back. There's talk of him being a top 5 NFL draft choice. 5.7 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns, 12.6 yards per catch, which is impressive for a running back. Unheard of for a running back as a receiver. One of 4 players on the team that caught at least 47 passes. Both receivers did. The leader, of course, the tight end, Mike Gesicki, 9 TDs, 51 catches. He's a tough stop for any defense, although Washington's defense has performed fairly well against tight ends, pass-catching tight ends this season. Trace McSorley, 3,200 passing yards, more than 3,200, 8.4 yards per attempt, 26 touchdowns, only 8 INTs, and he also ran for 11 touchdowns. But McSorley reminds me of Browning in a lot of ways. A guy who, don't trust him stepping up in class. Don't trust him against the best defenses that he's going to face. I know he blew up in the Rose Bowl last year. I'm not convinced he was going to blow up in this ball game. Lean here has got to be towards the under when Washington and Penn State meet. More bowl previews tomorrow. Loaded. We said we're going to get through every single bowl game. We're living up to that promise right here on SportsBit. Betting Insight today from SBRpicks.com.
Hello, SBR YouTube followers. I am Jojo, and before you go, I want to let you know about our new college football contest. As we all know, bowl season is right around the corner. And to add to that excitement, we are announcing our 15K College Bowl Handicapping Showdown. We are going to be awarding amazing prizes, and members from all over the world can join in on the fun. Join our forum, follow us on social media, and remember to share and like this video. I've been your host Jojo, and until next time, thanks for watching.